Well, November 30th, and if you look very, very closely, forecast called for rain today, but this is snow. Very, very light snow, but snow nonetheless. Morning, welcome back. I guess this is part 3. I'm gonna go at it again today, although today I'm not going to be taking any jacks to the box and trying to lift that and whatnot. I need to find out what's going on, see how the floor is attached to the frame, to see if it goes under the walls or to see if the walls come down outside of the floor platform. I don't know these things yet, and I need to figure them out before I go any further, I think. So what it means is I'm going to go inside, I'm going to start removing more of that flooring. The challenge there, though, is because I have yet to come across any framing, I'm running out of places to step. Now, I'd like to start with this area over here. The reason being is because this is where it is collapsing. But from the outside, I'm not seeing any evidence of collapse. But from the inside, clearly that is what it's doing. So I need to see what's going on. So I brought a multi-tool to do a little cutting. Yeah, that allows me to cut away safely without damaging what may or may not be underneath there. This floor extends all the way underneath the storage compartment. The storage compartment floor, if you look inside there, is not collapsing. And it makes sense because nobody ever walks in that area, right? There's been zero traffic in the storage compartment itself. So I may be able to cut the floor across here, hopefully find some structure somewhere, and sister something new against what's existing, and then build out from there. But again, until I open this up, I don't know what's in here for structure. Is this actually a complete foam panel with no aluminum framing in it other than just the perimeter? I'd be shocked if that's what it is, but if that's what it is, that would also explain why the floor is just collapsing. Okay. Good. There's frame right there. So even if there's nothing going across, so what it looks like is that the floor deck has a perimeter frame around it. I still don't know, there may be cross pieces somewhere, but there's a perimeter frame going around the floor deck, which is going under the wall. But what this means is I've got something to tie into here. And there's also a seam here. That's the edge of my foam right there. So I should be able to just rip this up. Taking this up into the corner here now, you can see the edge of my aluminum floor framing. I know it's the floor and not the wall because you can see how the old flooring goes underneath it. So that's interesting. I would have thought that there would be at least one cross piece running the width of the trailer at this point. But clearly there is not.
to not cut through this waterproof membrane at this point, because that's the only thing protecting this trailer from rodents and whatnot that would find their way up inside. Good stuff, eh? Good stuff. Right there. That is the full thickness on top of the floor. Right there, the wood. That's a good example because this peeled off from the styrofoam. So I've got every single layer right there. At most, I've got 2 layers of glue on that make up 1/4 inch. Wow, I'm saving that one. Well, I haven't hit dry wood yet, so what that is telling me is that leak at the slide out, that water migrated underneath the floor all the way across the trailer, or almost all the way across. I'm almost 2/3 of the way across right now. Having said that, the upper layer, the top layer, that's not rotted here. So the water damage in this area was predominantly on the underside of the floor. In other words, while this waterproof membrane is there to protect the trailer from the elements as, you know, road muck as it splashes up and whatnot, had it not been there, the underside of this floor would not be rotted.
So what do you think? Am I beyond the point of no return? I've put a 6-foot 2x8 down here spanning the ladder frame rails so that I have someplace that I can step and work from safely. I've cut 2 of them. I hate cutting a 12-footer in half, but I'm working with what I have here. So now I can remove this area here and actually have a nice section exposed that if I wanted to, I could probably start rebuilding and creating the space that I need to start removing cabinetry, lower cabinetry, and the fridge and bring those over here. But that won't be for a couple episodes yet, I'm sure. Apologies ahead of time for any unintentional butt crack shots that you may be exposed to.
There's another full sheet of flooring right there. It would be easier if I was willing to just cut right through the membrane underneath, but I'm not. Okay, that's stuck now. It's kind of weird. This was at the edge of the flooring. You see how the flooring, you can see better light. See how the edge of the styrofoam flooring there comes along and it ends there. It butts up against something. What it's butting up against feels like plastic. It's not metal. Tried to determine that, and I'm pretty sure it's not metal. Here's the aluminum framing right there. So why would that be here? It seems odd because it was not on that side over there. It's just here, which seems strange to me. If anyone has any ideas, put them in the comments. I'd be very curious to know why. Oh yeah, definitely plastic. You can see where I've cut through it. Oh, I bet you I know what it is. I bet you it's a wire run. Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's probably a wire run to get power to there. And the lights and speakers, yeah, that's what that's gonna be. Okay, that would explain why it's not on the other side. It does present a bit of a problem though, because I wanted to put structure from that side all the way to that side and tie it into the aluminum framework that runs around the perimeter. And that's in the way. Or is it? Okay, here's the other thing too. I do have the ladder frame. You can see it now running there and there. And so I could have my structure go from there, butting up to that plastic bit, and that last little 10 inches of cantilever over the frame, okay, that will still be fairly strong. Especially if I go every 24 inches or 16 inches and then tie the ends together. Yeah, that should work just fine. But I am at the point here now where I have to press pause because I need to decide what my next steps are going to be. But maybe before we decide that, let's go over what we've learned so far. Well, we have learned that this floor has no structural support in it, in the traditional sense of the word, like floor joists. And that if I want to have floor joists in this floor, I'm going to have to put them in myself. Something else I've learned, and as the pennies drop, I learn more and more things, but these blocks of wood that you see in the floor, these 3.5 inch by 6 inch blocks of wood, they were embedded into the styrofoam floor, the existing floor, and there are lag bolts through those bolting it to the frame. So what I've learned is that this original floor was bolted to the frame in 4 locations, 2 fore and 2 aft. And so that essentially, once the floor was all rotted, what was holding the box of the trailer to the frame itself was that thing we call gravity. It's a good thing that's a constant. So at this point, I need to decide what my next steps are going to be. Part of me wants to just rebuild this front end of the floor here so I can remove cabinets in the refrigerator and whatnot and stack them there and then carry on. But I kind of like to do things in stages, right? I'd like to take all of it out, and then I would like to put in my outriggers, and then I would like to put in my floor joists, and then I would like to sheet the whole floor at the same time. We'll see. I need to decide what my next steps are going to be, and once I know, then you'll know, because those next steps will be in the next episode. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. Have a great day.